Get to the backyard, and it was like what you would see in a horror movie. Like it was like two sheds. You open the doors, it looked like broken beds. Like they had people living in there. Like, I don't know, it looked like they kidnapped some kids and was keeping them in there. And on the back side was like a slaughter table. That's what it looked like. And honestly, me and my buyer, we looked and we said, yeah, we're getting out of here.
Hey guys, this is Daejha with Assets Real Estate Team. Today I'm here with Karleigh, and we're going to be discussing multiple real estate topics. Okay, Karleigh, how did you get started in real estate?
So I got started about 2 years ago with a different company. I was a first-time mother, young mom at 20 years old, and honestly, I wanted to start my own business. You know, I didn't want my son to have to go to a daycare at such a young age, so I quit a job that took me 2 years to get and just took a leap of faith, started real estate school with a newborn. It took me longer than normal because, you know, I had a newborn going through postpartum. But after about 6 months, I got my license. I joined real estate, and yeah, so just been doing that ever since. And shout out to my mother-in-law. You know, I wouldn't have found out about real estate without her. So
Okay,
yep.
good.
What about you? How'd you get into real estate?
I got started in college. I was doing property management.
Okay.
So I did property management. For 4 years.
Okay.
And then once I got my degree, I did real estate law for 2 years.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, okay, I'm not, not interested in this anymore. I want to try something different. So I've now been licensed for 4.5 years.
Oh, wow. Awesome.
Yeah, I love it though. I do love it. And it does give me the flexibility too with being a mom.
Yes, exactly.
The biggest, most amazing part of it.
Do you take your daughter with showing sometimes?
No.
No.
No. I don't. I don't.
Yeah.
And I know that some people do.
Yeah.
Some people do take their kids. I don't.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, for me, I want to be able to give my clients my undivided attention.
I get that. I get that.
If I'm walking around scraping my toddler up off the floor or picking up fruit snacks, I'm not doing that.
I get that. And I feel like it's different for all, because all kids, they act different in different settings. So
yes.
Like if I have to, I'll bring my son, but he usually just sits there still the whole time, doesn't even do nothing, but I try not to.
She's going to want to hold my hand in place. So I'm just like, okay. So I try not to. If there's ever a moment where I have to, I may be flexible. Okay, I might have to. I think in the last 2 years, it's happened twice.
Okay.
It's happened twice.
That's good. Because at the end of the day, we try not to.
Yes, we definitely try not to, but
Definitely,
it has happened.
definitely.
It has happened. My schedule is a little hectic. I'm not going to lie.
Same.
But I'm committed. So when I say my schedule is hectic, I'm usually up before 6 a.m. I've packed lunches, gotten outfits together, packed diaper bags for the day for her to go to school. So we're out of the house by 8 a.m. So she can be at school by 8:30. I'm usually in the office between 9:30 and 10 o'clock. I schedule my showings for 2 to 4, and I pick her up by 4 o'clock. Then after 4 o'clock, we're headed home. We're doing dinner, bath, bed, and I kind of have that last little bit of my day to myself.
Yeah.
Just to start over tomorrow. So
and look,
but it works now. It works for me.
Yeah, and I feel that, especially the last bit of the day that you have to yourself, you might stay up a little bit extra late just to get that time to yourself. You feel that too? But so for me, I wake up around 5:30 to just kind of meditate and get some time to myself in the morning to set the tone for the day. I get my son up, get him ready. We like to leave the house around 7:30 because I try to be to the gym by 7:30, 8 o'clock.
Okay.
The goal is to be to the office by 9 or 10, work all day in real estate. And then, while he's in daycare, I not only do real estate, but I also will be flexible with my clients in terms of like whether my showings are going to be during the day or in the evening, because I'm thankful for my man. He's able to be there for our son, in the evenings if I have to show clients homes in the evenings. But I just try to be home by a decent time to cook dinner, ensure that everybody's fed, my son gets his bath, typical mom stuff in the evening.
Yes.
And then it just restarts every day, working 7 days a week. This is more than a full-time job in real estate.
It really is. And even though every day schedule is like very similar, the day is always different. Like there's no one day that is the same.
Exactly.
So it's, you kind of got to go
with the flow.
Yeah, go with the flow.
What would you say is some horror stories that you've dealt with in the real estate industry?
Okay. I always tell people about my very first showing. My very first showing. It was a home in a not so desirable neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
So people were already a little skeptical. They didn't want to go.
Oh,
But
yeah.
we go, I open the door, and there were squatters in there with dogs.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Okay. It was terrifying. It was terrifying. So
I don't even think I could top that.
Yeah. So that's why I don't show homes before my clients get there. I don't ever go into a home by myself.
Yeah.
Since that very first
Because you
encounter.
just never know what you're opening the door to.
No. So that's why
Yeah.
I always open the door when my clients are there. I wait for them.
Yeah.
So what would you say is yours?
I would say my very first client that I worked with, we were looking at a home in South Norfolk, and it was one of those old historic homes. And we get to the backyard, and it was like what you would see in a horror movie. It was like 2 sheds. You open the doors, it looked like broken beds. Like they had people living in there. Like, I don't know, it looked like they kidnapped some kids and was keeping them in there. And on the back side was like a slaughter table. That's what it looked like. And honestly, me and my buyer, we looked and we said, yeah, we're getting out of here.
Yeah.
Because the vibes, like, I don't know, have you ever walked into a home and you just felt the energy, which is not good?
A whole different shift, yes.
Yeah, and your buyer's just like, yeah, we're not even gonna look at the house. We're gonna go to the next one.
Yeah.
That was one of those.
Okay.
I would say that was mine.
Yeah. And if you're ready to start your home buying journey, we have 10 essential tips for first-time home buyers attached to the link below. Yeah, no. You never know what to expect in this field.
Yeah, never.
Never know.
Like you said before, not one day is going to be the same in real estate.
And not one client is going to be the same either.
No, you get different experiences from every client.
Always, always. So as someone that's been in real estate, you're new into it. What is some advice you would give to an agent that's coming up behind you?
So don't believe that this industry is going to be super easy. They don't say that 80% of the people who get into real estate drop out their first 2 years for no reason. It's literally 20% of us out here running the industry. It's just so hard, but when you have the grind, if you have the hustle, if you have the love for it, the motivation, you can really be successful in this industry. But, it's at the bare minimum, I say 40 hours a week.
Okay. So definitely discipline and consistency is what I always tell people.
And time blocking.
Yes.
Definitely.
But that definitely falls into the discipline and consistency, because I always tell new people, you're going to catch whatever you chase.
Yeah.
If you want listings, chase listings, you're going to catch them.
Yep.
If you want buyers, be consistent. Chase those buyers, you're going to catch them. Even if it is $1 million tax bracket, if you're consistent with that, you will get there.
Exactly. You just start in one place, master it, and move on to the next. And then eventually time will go by and you'll just know everything. The best way to learn in this industry is to fail forward and just do it.
Yes.
You have to do it.
Instead of trying to perfect it before, you have to learn while you're in the midst of it. Actually, you really do.
Because
I agree with that.
No call is going to be different. You can practice the script all you want, but you're going to get on that phone and the buyer or the seller, they're going to say something totally different from the last call.
Or totally different than what you planned in your head. When you plan a conversation in your head, you get on the phone.
If you're looking to become a real estate agent, in the link below, we have 5 tips for you on how to get started.
You're just like,
it did not go that way.
They did not stick to the script. They didn't stick to the script.
They didn't. So I would say advice for anybody out there, instead of studying scripts, study objections and learning how to overcome them.
Okay. And what about clients that you're working with right now? What would you advise people that are looking for homes right now?
Okay. So I'm working with quite a few buyers right now. I would say, make a list of your needs, make a list of your wants, but focus on what's the most important to you, because you're not going to find a home that's going to check every single box of your needs and your wants, in terms of also, if you don't have no money down or you don't have no money to put towards closing costs, that's very important. So your agent's going to try to get you, the best deal possible, right? So in order to do that, you got to kind of be okay with letting go of a few things in order to save the most amount of money. What would you say?
My advice to somebody looking to buy a home right now, people always ask me, when's the best time to buy a home? My answer is always when you're ready to buy a home.
Exactly. Because
what rates were 4 years ago were amazing. But for somebody that's not ready, it doesn't matter what the rates are.
Yeah.
So even now, the best time to buy is when you're ready to buy.
When you're ready to buy. Honestly, I agree with that. And it doesn't even necessarily mean when you're financially ready to buy. It's just when you are physically, mentally, emotionally ready to buy. Because we help so many people purchase homes with no money out of pocket.
That goes back to being ready, but also having the right team. having the right team, the right agent,
Yeah.
the right lender, the right brokerage, the right
Mhm.
support system, because you're right. If you're not financially in a place, but you have the right team,
Exactly.
you'll still be able to
You can
achieve
make
that
it
goal.
happen.
You definitely can.
And also, listen, if you find a great agent, listen to them in terms of their resources, because you want them to work as a team.
Yes.
It's
and
very
even
communication.
during the process, you and the other agent are also supposed to work as a team. I know a lot of people have like this connotation that we're working against each other.
It shouldn't be like that.
We should be working together, because at the end of the day, our goal is to get to the closing table
Exactly.
for both clients.
That's why I always tell my buyers, I'm never going to tell you what to do. I'll advise you, but I'm going to listen to what you want. Because at the end of the day, they want to be heard. But you also got to let them know, you know, the reality of the industry and the process.
Definitely being open with the process. Certainly. I agree.
Yep. So I feel like when we touched on advice for becoming a real estate agent, we didn't really speak towards the woman. So what would you give advice to a woman coming into the industry?
My advice for a woman versus my advice for a mother are different.
Yes.
So my advice for a woman would be, again, with the consistency and the discipline. My advice for a mother is a support system.
Amen to that.
Because especially when you have the flexibility to make your own schedule, it's so easy to get wrapped up in our children's schedules.
Exactly.
And sometimes making our own schedule leads to having no schedule because we're wrapped up with our kids' schedule all day.
Yep.
And we don't even realize, like, dang, okay, we've done this all day, but I haven't given myself any time to prospect or any time to show homes or any time to follow up with my clients. And that can be so detrimental in your business.
Not to mention when our kids get sick.
Oh, sick, out of school, anything.
Yeah.
But for me, being a single mom is different.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, okay, if she's sick, we're just done. Like, my week is on pause.
Yeah.
Or if she can't go to school, my week again is on pause.
Yeah.
So it's there until, I mean, she feels better, unfortunately.
Honestly.
But right now I have brought my brother on board. So we're kind of working as a team right now while he's getting licensed.
That's good.
So then that will kind of alleviate some of the stress I have going on.
Yes.
So if for any reason I can't make it to a client, or I have two clients that both need to be, you know, well managed, then he can definitely help me with that.
I definitely want to give you your flowers, because I could not imagine being a single mom in this industry. Like,
girl,
you're doing it. You're doing
you.
the damn thing for real.
Thank you. Look, because I was in it before, I kind of know what it takes, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, and the year I had my daughter was my best year.
Yeah.
Believe it or not.
That's awesome, because
I did $3 million that year.
Oh, wow.
In a matter of like 4 months.
That's awesome.
So it was.
That's awesome.
It was. Because after I had her, I was like, oh my God, like, there's things we need to do. There's so much to take care of. So my daughter was still in NICU when I ratified on a $1.3 million deal.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes. So that's why I'm like, okay, I know I can do this. Like, if I could do that, I can do this. Like, this is easy now.
Now, I know some people might not agree with me, but I tell everybody there's no bigger why than having a child.
I definitely agree.
There's no bigger why than, and that why will just push you to greatness.
Having a child, but also wanting them to experience more. Wanting them to experience more. Like,
wanting to be there for them.
Yes.
And be involved and be engaged and learn to balance being a mom and being an entrepreneur is hard.
It is. And for me, like, I don't ever want my daughter to not have something or lack something because I couldn't afford it.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that
nothing hurts.
Pushes me. Like,
nothing hurts more than being in the store and they're like, can I get this? And you got to say no, because it's either that or diapers, or either that or gas. Like,
I don't mind saying no, but I never want my reason to be because we couldn't afford it.
Exactly that.
So if I'm saying no, it's because I said no.
Because you don't need it.
Because I lack in any, anywhere else.
Just depends what it is we're saying no to. Yeah.
Well, we were in Target the other day. She had 6 things in the front of the cart. I was like, okay, no, ma'am. No. No.
That's funny. My son, he'll be like, Ma, I'm going to get one surprise from the store. I'm like, okay. He'll grab 6 things. I'm like, you said 1. He's like, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm like, and you need to put 1, 2, 3, 4 back.
Yes. Well, my daughter has been nonverbal for a while, so she just started saying words. We're walking through the store. She's like, hold it. So now she just wants to hold everything.
Aww.
Now she's holding 6 things. I'm like, no, ma'am.
But
we're not getting all of those.
That's a hack for moms. If you have a child walking through the store with you, give them stuff to carry. They won't be touching everything on the shelves.
Yes, because you start dropping them in the basket. No, ma'am. No.
That's true.
Well, Karleigh, thank you for taking the time out to meet with me today. I appreciate it. And if you guys are interested in becoming agents or learning more about what it takes to be an agent, click the next video.